my audience. I'm talking about the growing state in North Dakota. There are many great states in America. Some would argue that one is better than the other. North Dakota is a pretty great state in general. There are many natural resources to offer, such as oil, as well as many other things. One thing that is particularly great about North Dakota is that they have almost an unlimited supply of jobs. North Dakota is constantly growing as well. More and more people are moving in search for jobs, a new start, or just simply because they like the scenery in that area. Some of the great resources that have been around for a long time, but are still getting discovered, oil is a prime example of this. The encyclopedia states oil was discovered near Tioga in 1952 and became the state's most valuable mineral. By 1970, oil wells were operating in 14 countries of western North Dakota. Tioga has been a main source for the oil production. Oil has been around for a very long time in North Dakota and is used all over the state. With oil being found in 14 different counties, it turned out to be a very precious resource. Even though it was found in 14 counties, they were mostly in the western part of North Dakota. These counties are located just at the edge of northern South Dakota, eastern Montana, and southern Canada. According to the encyclopedia, McKenzie and Williams counties are the leading producers. Bowman County in the southwest and other producing counties in the northwest have natural gas wells. It is wonderful that McKenzie and Williams have natural gas wells. This is great for the states, not only because it lays right on the border of Montana, but also because it is not difficult to find the oil being produced. Bowman County is located right north of the South Dakota border, which helps in the same way that other counties help being on the Montana border. You can find oil in almost any state you go. Many states have oil as a natural resource. Rick Berg claims in 2006, North Dakota ranked behind 7 other states in crude oil production. As of March 2012, the state ranks second only to Texas, producing from 6,636 different wells. Even though most states have oil, North Dakota is finding more and more oil every day. Some of those 6,636 wells are mostly found in McKenzie, Williams, and Bowman counties. This is not surprising due to the fact that back in 1951, this is where most of the oil production was. These counties have been booming with oil production ever since that time. The oil production helped many families. It not only helped many families from the area, but also families from all over the country. People would, and still do, come from all over the country in hopes for a job. It is very easy to get into the oil fields. With the higher rate of production of oil, they are always looking for more and more people to work. Benjamin states, at less than 3% unemployment is lower in North Dakota than anywhere else in the nation. This is not very surprising because of the high oil production. Each and every day there is more and more oil found in North Dakota. People are coming all the way from southern states to look for a job, and they do find jobs up in North Dakota. There's one problem with this. With a wide range of people coming from all over, there is no room for them to stay. They have created what they call man camps. These man camps are set up like barracks, similar to what the military stays in, mixed with a college dorm room. Many people think that in man camps, there's a lot of partying that goes on. There's no time to get rowdy and loud. Also, before they can enter the barracks, they must take off their boots to prevent from mud being tracked into the rooms. The men work very long hours, anywhere from 10 to 12-hour days, if not more. Since these men come from a long ways away, they will work 15 days straight and go home for only 5. Also, they can work up to 12-hour days if they really want. There are very few women on the oil fields. The ones that do live on the oil fields more than likely do not live in the barracks. There are also trailer houses and campers that the women stay in. The barracks were mostly created for men, coming and looking for a job on the oil field. Even though there are many different man camps located all across the region, there are some restrictions. Kasia Klimanska states, as man camps don't allow families with children, they are not for everyone. The barracks are mostly for men. These men work very long days straight. There's no one to watch the children unless the wife is around. and women aren't necessarily allowed there. Families are not allowed in the barracks because of the small living space they are provided. If families do come up together, they'll get a trailer house in the nearest town to the oil field they work at. Another place to live for a family that moves to the oil fields is an RV. Many families that cannot live on the oil fields will go and purchase an RV big enough to house their family. Many families don't purchase trailer houses or a house in general because the real estate prices are very high. Not only the cost of a house, but also the little things such as gas, food, and electricity. With more and more people coming to North Dakota, it is making it harder for people to find a place to live, even though they are purchasing RVs or renting trailer houses. With everyone coming to North Dakota, it is taking up a lot of space that could be used for something other than living space. According to Klumanska, the influx of well-paid oil workers who fill out and bid out all the living space is pushing services into a breaking point. Williston State College has 24 mobile homes on its campus, including Federal Emergency Management Agency shelters, to house more than 10% of its staff. Some Williston schools use mobile classrooms, and nearby McKenzie County bought some for its employees. With oil workers taking up space on campuses, it leads to believe that it cuts into education. It could also be very potentially dangerous because you have total strangers living on a school campus as to where campuses are supposed to be very safe while going to college there. It is great that they can use mobile classrooms and expand on further education. With mobile classrooms, they can go almost anywhere needed and potentially learn so much more than just sitting in a classroom. It is also great that the employees have the mobile classroom too, because it will help them better teach the students and also expand on their knowledge. It is very hard to believe that Federal Emergency Management Agency shelters are housing their employees on the campus of Williston State College, because that is more of a learning site than a housing site, besides the dorms of the students. It may also benefit the students having them on campus because they may have the opportunity to learn something from all the people that live in RVs on campus. Also, they have the opportunity to speak and learn with the Federal Emergency Management Agency on campus. Some people may not agree with all the excess people living on campus either. This could also potentially hurt the college if someone came from a different state and their parents didn't agree with them going. There are many upsides and downsides to so many people living into the area. The one major downside that has to be that people are running out of space to live. This then tends to make living expenses higher and very unreasonable. In return, it makes it more difficult to find a place to live and get by on living expenses. The oil production in North Dakota has helped the state immensely. Berg states, in 2006, North Dakota ranked behind 7 other states in crude oil production. March 2012, the state ranked second only to Texas, producing an average of 575,490 barrels of crude oil per day from the 6,636 different wells. Between the years of 2006 and 2012, 6 years, we have gained much more oil in the country, and it's not only just North Dakota creating it. With North Dakota creating all this oil, it could easily cut down on all the foreign oils. We borrow hundreds, thousands, if not millions, of gallons of oil from foreign countries a year. This oil has helped us immensely. We use it more daily than we think we do. According to Alan Carpenter, clinker or scoria, found by the millions of tons in North Dakota, is used for track ballast, highway-based material, sidewalks, and roads. The total value of mineral production in North Dakota is roughly more than $150 million. This clinker and scoria helps us every day. We don't realize how much we really do use it, but there are many, many roads that contain this mineral. We don't even realize that we walk on it. Again, we could use this mineral that we find in North Dakota rather than having it imported from foreign countries. This would possibly cut back on the federal debt, even though our country is in millions of dollars. In today's time, the mineral is more likely worth more than $150 million. The oil is only going to stick around for so long. Everyone has realized this and have started planning for the future. Jermaine Stade, the legislator and voters in 2010, amended the state constitution to create the North Dakota Legacy Fund. What happens here is that there is a tax placed on oil and natural gases. The state is not allowed to touch a single dime of this until 2017. The reason they created the North Dakota Legacy Fund is because they have seen the big boom hit before and then die out. They are better preparing themselves for the future. Not many states have a fund like this in case something were to happen. The amount of money that is stored in this fund just keeps growing and growing. It is estimated that by June 2015, there will be roughly $3 million in the fund. There is so much to learn about North Dakota and the oil fields. It is a never-ending process. With so many wells, you may think that the oil will never run out, and if it ever does, there will more than likely be another well to go up. In fact, they are always putting up new wells. People are always going to be moving up to North Dakota in search of a job, and it will just keep getting more and more crowded in North Dakota. There's always something new to learn about North Dakota and the oil fields.